Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you.
Hello and welcome back into the tub for episode 44. I'm Mr. Berg.
And I'm Mrs. Berg.
And on this week's episode, during the first half, we're going to be discussing a social media post in regards to the lifestyle and brought up some pretty honest, valid points. So we're going to discuss that a little bit. And then in the second half, we have a special guest. I want to thank XXX Star PR for bringing us the opportunity to sit down and talk with Nikki Zee. Some may be saying, that's a name may not have heard. We'll be honest, and we were honest with her. We hadn't really heard that name either. But we'll tell you, after this interview, you're definitely going to want to find out who is behind that name. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode. All right. Well, as we said in this half, we're going to have some discussion on a social media post that came out a few weeks ago. Currently, actually in the car driving while we record this. So, Mrs. is going to do some narration.
Narration? Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be story time with Mrs. Berg.
Okay.
I would have liked that if I was in school. So, this social media post was, as I said, put up a few weeks ago by Mrs. Who is that? I know it's someone that we follow, and they follow us as well on the Twitterverse.
Happy Couple RC.
Okay. So, we're going to, again, have some discussion. It's probably 4 different threads. And Mrs. is going to kind of read each one, and we'll discuss them. So, Mrs. Berg.
Well,
read the first one.
it's 5 to be exact, but
The more the merrier.
an quote-unquote experienced couple in the lifestyle will have swung for 5 years. Rare to find 10 years experience. You'll never find an active couple with 20 to 30 years experience. Why? A thread. A. Everything gets boring after a while. Even fucking new people. After your 200 MILF, it's not titillating anymore. Any comments, Mr. Berg?
Well, and I guess from the first end, in that first paragraph with 5 year, the 10 year, the 20 to 30, I can say we see those numbers kind of funnel down.
Mm-hmm.
From
Go ahead.
yes, the early age, the 20-somethings, 30-somethings, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of it is, hey, they want a sexual beast mode, sexual early prime, and they just want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And as they get older, more mature, I guess, probably is a good word, they settle down. They have kids, they have families, and it changes. Or they give it a try, and it's maybe not for them.
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
And fair. And I think as we get older too, it's more about quality over quantity,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
And even for us ourselves, we've been quote unquote in the lifestyle for
13, 14 years.
14
Yes.
years, but active in the lifestyle,
Yeah.
half of that
Yeah. Because
because of life.
life in general, personal life, family, kids. Yes.
Right.
That is all fair too. It is, and as well as I said, as you get older, different priorities.
True. And as we get older, recovering from partying takes longer.
Yes. As we said, as we're sitting in the car, currently right now we are on our way back from Exotica DC weekend, which the next 2 episodes and maybe 3 will be based on our trip to Exotica DC and the last Exotica trip of the year. So, yeah, after coming back from a weekend partying in an Exotica, we know all about that recovery as we look at the clock and still an hour from home and saying, oh, shit, we got to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, B. Once that quote-unquote new person excitement is gone, you realize how god-awful sex with barriers, condoms, between the people are. Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Sure.
I mean, we, over the years have gone to where, we don't use them when we're having sex with each other.
Yes.
And I can say from the experiences, our play experiences, that things dry out quickly with condoms. And I know for you, the sensation is different.
Oh, without a doubt, as you had said, in our personal life together, they're not used. They have not been used for a very long time between the two of us. So, yes, that is definitely a big change. And we've talked before about, safety and, protection and all that. So, yes, they are important, and it really changes
The
a lot
experience.
of that experience. Yes.
Mm-hmm. C. The lifestyle is physically exhausting. Many people drink alcohol to excess, and that's not conducive to a long life, particularly in middle age. Do we fit into middle age? Mid-40s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's us.
we definitely are middle age. Yeah. We're not going higher than middle age. And
Well, we're not geriatric.
yeah, exactly.
We know that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
wow.
I mean, that is something that we've seen definitely happen over the years. There is almost always people that
Token hammered.
right partake way too much, and I get that, like, people need it to, or may feel like they need it to relax, to remove inhibitions.
Yeah, to be comfortable, to be able to talk. But guys, too much of the juice makes the juices not flow and the willy not work. I mean, I'm just saying. So, and again, yes, I get that people, so it's something people use for an unwind, a relax, and escape is the lifestyle. And yes, alcohol is part of that. I was about to say liquor is part of that, and I'm like, yeah, liquor. Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Yep, if you're playing, you better be liquor. There better be some liquor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bad joke. Again. Cue the bum bum bum. Womp womp womp. So, yeah, that definitely is. Again, we've seen it as this states. As you get older, your body metabolizes alcohol differently than when you were a young stud. So, and people that aren't out and kind of partying regularly, you get that maybe one weekend a month, one weekend a quarter, and you're like, yeah, right, let's go. It's fun time. Yep.
It changes your tolerance.
Exactly. So,
But
another one.
right.
As we said, these comments here are very fair. We just wanted to dig into it a little bit more and kind of give some of our take on this.
I mean, honestly, yes, we've seen the people that can barely stand up and have looked at each other and gone, how is that even going to work?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And, I mean, for me personally, if you can't remember what happened, why would you want that experience?
And the reality is, if you don't remember what happened, then how do you remember there was consent given?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And that's definitely a big, important thing.
Sure.
All right. C. Oh, nope. Sorry, folks. D. The lifestyle can be extremely dramatic. The desire to add drama to your life lessens with age and experience.
Ain't that shit the truth? I ain't got time for that.
No.
There ain't enough time in my day for freaking anybody's drama.
No, and I mean, there are definitely people that thrive on drama and will in turn create it so that they feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, there are people that will, they just create drama to make themselves feel better. I mean, there's so many reasons for creating drama. Sometimes drama isn't. Sometimes drama's created because of a jealousy thing, and they're trying something out.
Right.
And again, that just, it comes down to the experience and the lifestyle, and knowing what you want, when you want, how you want it, where you want it.
Right.
And yeah, I again, and it goes back to the previous one you said about people drinking in excess.
True.
I'm sorry, but that shit always leads to some sort of drama. There's always some sort of drama with the drunk person, male, female, non-binary, trans, whatever. There's always drama with the drunk person.
Right. And I mean, miscommunication can cause drama.
Yeah, missed cues, whether it's the look that we've talked about before, kind of the nonverbal looks, that causes there's just so many different things. And yeah, neither one of us have time for that.
No, as you get older, you realize there's more important things in life, more important ways to spend your time.
Yeah, because there's plenty of wieners and vajayjays out there that ain't got drama attached to them.
All right, and the final part of this thread, the lifestyle is a lot of fun, but it almost certainly will not define your entire life. It might be an exciting 5-year phase, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, life changes, people change, people's desires change.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that in the next in the next few week episodes after Exotica, for sure.
Faux show.
But and exactly. So yes, know,
yeah, maybe
there's nothing wrong with lifers.
No.
And
no.
Guess what? Again, being a quote lifer in the lifestyle doesn't mean that you're playing every week and you're this, you're that. Again, we have been active, as Mrs. said, for probably half the time we've really been in the lifestyle. Active meaning hooking up and having encounters.
Right.
Throughout the time that we are, yeah, thanks. It's probably a cop sitting up here. Throughout the time we've been in, yes, we're always having conversations with people.
Right.
Our profiles are always active. However, at the same time, we are honest with them. And hey, you know what? Timing is bad. Schedules are bad. We really don't have the ability to get out and play and meet. If we do have time, we'd love to have dinner, have a drink with you. Just based on what's going on right now, if you're looking for somebody to get naked and play with tomorrow, that's not us.
Right.
We definitely had time in that.
We're definitely not that wham bam, thank you, sir or ma'am.
Yeah.
kind of couple.
Yeah.
Never have been.
Yeah, it's not, hey, let's have a cocktail and, hey, have my cock right after it.
Not that hasn't happened.
That is rare.
It's very rare, and that is never how we go into a situation or meeting someone new.
Yeah.
Over the years, we've made more friends than
and we've learned that from experience. We've
Right.
learned that from experience because yes, we've had some of those at the beginning, and to be honest, some of those were the worst experiences that we've had.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's not really it. Yeah, do we think we'll be part of this lifestyle for a long time? Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that because of the fact that, you know what, being in this lifestyle has opened Mrs. Eyes to her bisexuality. Well,
Right.
that is part of the lifestyle. I'll be honest. If it's a point where it's Mrs. having girl time and
You just get to sit back and watch?
I was just going to say I can be like, was it Madonna? I just sit in the corner and touch myself.
Oh, Lord.
Then okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was Madonna. Forget who it was, though.
Maybe, but yeah, it was one of those 80s. Tiffany. No, I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to.
The 80s big hair, Aquanet big hair women. Who knows? Yeah. So, but I again, this thread was very interesting to kind of look at and to read through.
Right.
I looked at it. Mrs. looked at it and said, "Well, it's pretty darn true." And again, we see it in clubs.
Right.
We saw it this weekend at Exotica. The
True.
older people were a lot less of the crowd as compared to the 20 to 30s, 20 to early 30s.
Right. And not that there's anything wrong with that demographic.
No.
We've been there.
Yeah, we were there.
Um,
Unfortunately, our experience is some of what was talked about in this thread.
True.
Because they have it, sometimes from our experience, again, not getting anybody blowing up our DMs and our email. From our experience, the 20s, the early 20s, they're looking for the hit it and forget it.
Right. Not that we haven't also encountered those older couples
That are about hit
that
it and
are
forget it.
right the same way.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But our experience has been, the earlies. They haven't come into the maturity side of life, and again, it's an age. It's not all,
right.
But we've had that experience. So, and I think that's why you see that. Okay, you have your fivers, your tenors, and you don't get much of the 20 to 30. Because people funnel out and they may just burn out. They may get tired of it. Yes, for some it's a fad. The older group is definitely smaller. And it is a smaller knit community as well with that group. When you look at that, the people that, have been in it and are around our age, you kind of look and, well, we know a lot of them. Because we've been through it. Some of them are no longer around. There are some newer, but for the most part, it has been, but that number's probably cut in half in the older group.
Right. And the older group tends to be, what's the right phrasing? Harder to, I don't want to use the word penetrate.
I was going to say it's harder to slide into that group.
Right, it is.
No pun intended.
They're a tight-knit group, known each other for a long time, and
they know what they want, what they're into, what they're looking for, and that's so. Again, just really wanted to kind of touch base on this article because it definitely brought up some good points, brought up some interesting points, some things we've talked about in the past. So I think with that, we will kind of take a short break. And when we come back, we will jump right into our interview with Nikki Zee.
This episode is brought to you by Cassidy.com. Have you ever wished there was an all-encompassing way to find sexy, like-minded people in your area? Well, Cassidy has hit that on the head. The Cassidy platform brings the best of sexy social media, profile searches, rendezvous, party calendars, and travel all into one. Find and make new friends, share your naughtiest of pictures with select friends in your Backstage Pass, and plan your next naughty encounter all at once. Follow the Cassidy link in our tub to try it out free for 30 days. When you join, you'll be added to our community to get some early sneak peeks. You'll also be first to know where you may find us out and about.
All right, welcome back to this week's episode. As we had said in the first half, we are joined by a special guest this half. I want to thank XXX Star PR for bringing this content creator and performer to us. She is a award-nominated content creator and performer. Dark brunette hair. Lots of ink, as you all know that we definitely enjoy. And she's making a name for herself as she's been in the industry just about 2 years at this point. Please, everybody, welcome and thank you, Nikki Zee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you again for taking some time out of your busy schedule that you have to kind of join us for, again, as we had said, you've been in the industry since 2019. So really joining us so we can get a chance to learn a little bit about you and what you're doing and, well, what's in the future and really who is Nikki Zee?
All right.
I guess before we really start, can you let everyone know where they can find you online and on social media?
Oh gosh, everywhere. We did notice that. No, my website is Nikki Zee XXX, so it's NIKKIZEEXXX.com. That website will kind of link you to anywhere you want to find me.
One-stop shopping.
Yep, one-stop shop. Social media, cam sites, subscription sites, clip sites, all the sites. So it's all there.
Well, and it's easy. That's exactly it. Because as we looked at your website, you have a lot of platforms. You have a lot of things going on. You're doing a lot. So I guess first question is there one that is a main focus or is it spread across everything?
I would say one is a main focus. So my website, my subscription site, so which is actually Nikki-Z.com. That is where I post all of my, my own creations. So all my content that I make, whether it's solo content or collaborations with other people, if I own that content, it's going there. So that's my focus is, continuing to build that up. And promote it and get it out there because there's just so much content already on there, and just need to do a better job of marketing it.
Well, and as you hit all the other platforms and pulls into that site, that's if you can touch a little bit of everything, then power in numbers.
Absolutely, and that's kind of how I've not to get, I guess, nerdy, but that's how I've kind of over the last couple of years adapted my business plan. Is at the end of the year, each year, I kind of take a look at all the sites that I was on, how successful or not I was on that site, and then kind of reevaluate going into the next year. Is it worth my time and energy on that particular platform, or do I need to pull back and then take that time and energy and focus it on other platforms instead? So that's been kind of my approach.
Well, and that's that's a business model for really any business. As you're working to build your brand and your business, you look at what is the best return on your investment.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So so that's, social media is the fun side of it, personality and promo of all the things.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my energy goes into my personal site and camming when I have the time. I really enjoy live streaming. Definitely a great funnel to get folks to my other sites.
Sure.
But I like the interactive, aspect of that.
Very nice. So is that where everything started, was camming?
Yeah. I like to think it's kind of a funny story how I got started, because I'm born and raised in the Midwest, very, very sheltered and naive and just small town girl, man. And I think it was New Year's Day, 2019, Netflix kept like pushing, how it'll try to promote like a specific movie.
Mm-hmm.
It kept pushing this movie called Cam. And I don't know why, but that was like the porn gods at work, because I eventually was like, fine, I'll watch this movie. Geez. And I watched it, and it's about a cam girl, and I just like jaw hit the floor. I'm like, this is a thing? Like that's a career. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute, rewind.
Yeah, my mind was blown. And so that day, like right after watching that movie, I went into research mode, and I went on, YouTube, Google. I searched. I didn't know what terms to even use at that point, but like I tried searching, and I eventually came across a particular cam model who had a YouTube channel and was very, open about like, guidance and helping out other girls and the pros and cons and all that stuff. So I really looked at her as almost like a mentor, that she didn't know she was mentoring me. And watched for a good month, watched cam shows and watched her videos to see like, best practices and stuff. And then finally in February of 2019, I like took the leap and started my first live show.
Well, very nice. And you found it out there. And again, YouTube, there's stuff for everybody and everything.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of it is out there to learn. So yeah, it's an interesting kind of progression, just from hey, you might like this movie.
we might have
this is my job now.
We might have to find that movie, see if it's still on there.
Yeah. We're always looking for something different to watch on Netflix.
Yeah. I would recommend the movie. There are parts of it that are so relatable, but then there's other parts where I'm like, that does not work that way. Like now that I've been in it, and I know, like,
yeah.
That's Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They always have to slide a few of those things in there. You're just like, yeah, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's definitely parts of it where I'm like, oh, that's so relatable. Like that, yeah, that makes sense. Or, just the token noises and how your body like reacts to it after, you get conditioned to hear that,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Very well. And again, that's it's a unique way. It's different. And it really shows, the changing times again in, 2019. And in that time, that was, gosh, I hate to keep going back to, the pandemic world and all this, but that set the stage, and that it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
It did. Yep. It really did. And that's, right as I was starting to take it more seriously and expand, my, just my interests, I guess, in the industry in general, outside of just camming. Like I was, what about content creation? What about, working with other people? I don't know. Was, right before the pandemic hit. And then, so that just kind of that part of my career kind of screeched to a halt when everyone, was told, nope, stay home. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lock yourself in
right
your
as it was
room.
ramping up. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm going back to camming all the time. So, so just last year I was really able to, actually dive into more of the, porn and content creation, side of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, from the content creation side and your website and what you're putting out there, what I guess,
What can people find there?
yeah, I was going to say genres, this, that. I mean, there's so many words you can use. What can you see?
Yeah. I like to think that there's a little something for everybody on my site. There's girl, boy, solo, fetish, multi-performer, whether that's, I think the only thing I don't have on my site yet is a gangbang, but I've got like an orgy, situation on there, a couple like that, couple, boy, girl scenes, some POV things too. I've been getting the last year really into scenes that have a storyline and have like some humor and just kind of leaning into the cringe a little bit of the storyline and just kind of having fun with that part of it because we all know half the time people skip through that. And so I'm like, all right, if that's the case, I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to do it my way so that I really, have a good time on set. And, we can walk away laughing and it's all good times.
That's kind of the point. I mean, if you can't enjoy what you're doing, why do it?
And why do it? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. My partner says that all the time. He's like, if we're not having fun, like, what are we doing here? Like, why, why are we doing this? So.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, and like what you had said on kind of the storyline, and I think more of that's starting to grow from kind of the storyline. It's not just the gonzo porn where, it's just, hey, get there and let's do it and be done. Myself personally, I have always been into the parody stories.
We've always been more the storyline, a plot.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, me too. I love that stuff. But I do have, kind of a soft spot for the gonzo stuff too. So I do like to have a good variety on my site of both of those. That way, whoever joins my site, there's going to be something for them that they like. But that is something I kind of plan for each month is, kind of not the exact number per se, but how many scenes I'm going to do that are more gonzo and how many that are storylines that I really want to plan a little bit more for and prepare for.
Yeah. And that was going to be a question too. Some of the storyline stuff is that, personal experience kind of thought, is that,
personal
fantasies, or is it just like, hey, let's just do something like crazy.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit of both. So some of it I think is a little bit fantasy. A lot of it, if I'm being honest, is coming from the buzzed brains of my partner and I when we're at the bar and we're just, shit talking and having a good time. And then, we talk about work, of course. And then one of us will, have a silly idea and then we'll just start expanding upon it and it snowballs into a full blown, outline of a scene. So that's how a lot of them happen. I just keep notes on my phone and I write it down. That way when, sober me looks at it later, I can decipher what we talked about and move from there.
Hopefully decipher what you talked about.
Yes.
But you're not wrong. It's funny that you say that because some of, ideas, and I mean, Mrs. can even claim to that, a friend of mine, we've developed and opened and built a restaurant over the last 4 years. And some of the menu ideas and the planning and this and that have come to us at 2:00 in the morning, sitting in his cigar shop, drinking bourbon, smoking a cigar. And we're like, oh shit, write that down. Oh shit, write that down.
With both wives texting going, where are you?
Yeah. At 2:30, 3:00 in the morning. But it's like, hey, we've had some bourbons and we got it figured out.
Yeah. Yep. It's liquid inspiration sometimes. It gives you good ideas. So.
And sometimes liquid courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is where a lot of the ideas come from, at least as of the last probably 6 to 9 months. Prior to that, I would say it was maybe a little bit more fantasy based or just seeing something someone else did and going, okay, how can I make my own version of that's different and unique? That way it's not just ripping off, a different idea.
Yeah.
So that's, the very early stages of my content creation was definitely along those lines. Now it's gotten a little weird and funky and fun. So.
Yeah. But again, you said fun.
Yep.
Like we said, as long as you're enjoying, at the end of the day, yes, you're having sex, but you got to enjoy everything else about or around that as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't make it too clinical.
Yeah.
Or else it's just like we're following some sort of recipe and then we're done. It's like, all right, well, that's boring.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's over. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So are you looking as far as working with any bigger name studios, larger studios? Have you done any of that work?
It's not out yet. I think it's coming out this month because it was a holiday themed scene, but I was actually a fill-in. So kind of a last minute, but for Team Skeet. And I'm really proud of that. Because I know with my tattoos and everything, I don't know how often I'll have that opportunity to shoot with them. So I was really grateful and had a blast, and got to meet, some, in my opinion, bigger name, performers and got to work with them. So that was really cool. I hope to work for that company again in the future or one of their sites. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say that's one of the bigger ones I've shot for recently, as well as Gangbang Cream Pie it was my first gangbang this past month, so that was fun. So
nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned the tattoos that you have a good many. So you said earlier you kind of Midwest, grown up, kind of, conservative, which same for the two of us, here out in the Northeast, kind of conservative.
Yeah.
When was it something you always were interested in? When did that start?
What happened, Nick? Yeah. Yeah. So the story, and I'm pretty open about this, is I got divorced. So I was married when I lived in Michigan, and was kind of on the path to do the whole white picket fence American dream, the kids and the dog and the whole thing, and just kind of realized via some college courses on psychology that I wasn't really happy with that. I wasn't, I was just kind of going through the motions, and I wanted more, with my life. So with that divorce, I decided to move out to California, and that's where I found I could be more myself. And the tattoos slowly started multiplying. I had a couple, when I was in Michigan, but of course, when people saw them, it was always backhanded compliments or, just flat out like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You could just not say anything, but
yeah,
right.
But there's that too. So yeah, I think, choosing to leave Michigan and kind of leave like that, nothing wrong with the state, but, leaving that life behind me and being able to kind of start fresh and figure out who I actually am outside of, just how I grew up and how people told me to be, that kind of produced what you see now with the colorful hair on occasion, the tattoos, and just kind of embracing my sexuality and embracing my, I don't know, kind of goofy side that I would have to kind of repress before too, just, for the sake of being an adult. So,
and it's a different culture.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's really, out West it's a different culture.
Very much. There's the culture shock when I moved there.
Yeah. And I remember.
Not I wouldn't say in a bad way.
No, just different.
Just different, more open.
For me, it was a really good way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was all the things that I had, or not had, traits that I had, I guess, that didn't fit in where I lived in Michigan, that those same ways of thinking or traits or what have you, those were normal and embraced, where I moved to in San Diego. Yeah. So that was huge for me, because that helped me start to love myself, and actually begin that process, healing.
Yeah, well, and again, sometimes it's those little things, and again, you have to open up to different cultures.
Yes.
We're still in the U.S., but there's different cultures everywhere. It changes everywhere you go. So, no, that is, from the tattoo end, we've talked to quite a few performers. There was a time in the industry that it wasn't necessarily accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's changed over the years, which is great.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
it's still a work in progress, but it's definitely, it's definitely coming up. I think that from what I guess I've seen or heard a little bit behind the scenes is, if you are a tattooed performer, you do need to show that you're a good performer, and prove that you're worth hiring, or watching, just because, there is going to be a portion of the fan base for that website that doesn't like that aesthetic. So, you've got to be worth it then to be, hired. And maybe that's not something people want to hear, but that's my opinion, I guess, of, what I've seen with it. So that's why I just do my best to show that I am a good performer. I can be reliable. I am fun on set. I'm not, rude or entitled or, any of these other things. And that, I am worth, taking that risk, so to speak, business wise of, hey, we're going to hire this tattooed model because we know that, she'll do a good job.
Sure.
And it'll sell.
Yeah, because the tattoos don't signify. I think there's a lot of that mentality that the tattoos, they've always signified, oh, that is fetish kink and that is it. And the younger generation, though, is so much more accepting. And I say younger generation, I mean, we're in our mid-40s, but we both have tattoos. We enjoy the artistry of it and the look.
Yes.
So,
same.
But at the same time, I always wanted to get a tattoo. My life was threatened by my father because you don't get a tattoo.
Yep.
That was
can relate.
Yes, that was just that.
Can relate.
Yeah. So now at the end, my parents did kind of change. They bought me my 21st birthday present was my first tattoo and they paid for it. But it was awesome. That generation, they just, it wasn't there.
Right. Even farther back, even my grandfather, who was a Navy man, had several of his own, the old school, sailor tattoos, whatever. But, did not, myself and my sister has way more, but still did not like them on us. And I think it was more particularly because we're women.
Yes. Yep. And that preconceived, notion of how we are to, carry ourselves and how we're supposed to look, and that for whatever reason, tattoos take away your femininity or whatever. What?
Right.
Yeah. No, my goal long term is to help, and I think Joanna Angel's kind of intentionally or unintentionally already kind of going down this path. But my goal is to be a part of the new genre of, inked MILFs, of, when we get to that MILFy age, whatever that is, in porn, I want that to be a norm. I want that to be a thing I want that to be a category on Pornhub. That people are going to search for that, and that it's a regular, expected genre.
And you're right. You have the Joanna Angels, the Jessie Lee, the Rocky, who she is an awesome woman. We've gotten to know her extremely well over the years, and it's like you see that. Yeah, there's no reason it's not it's not the accepted in the norm. Yeah. So
that's always been even since I was camming, I had that kind of in the back of my mind is, I think if I go this route, if I really dive into this career, that's one of my end goals. Is
nice.
That's your aspiration.
Yes. Yeah.
Very nice.
But I think society in general is becoming more accepting of tattoos. I mean, like for us, we actually notice more if performers, content creators don't have them anymore.
Me too.
Like that's
Yeah.
our personal, like,
Yeah.
even when we go out to a club, it's like, oh, look at that. Look at that ink on that one. Look at that tattoo. Look at
Yeah. It's a point of recognition. So, but again, it's great from your end. Hey, that's how you've kind of grown into yourself, is making that move, making that change, and grown from there to develop your identity.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So
embracing the weird, and owning it and loving it.
Yeah, because it's
absolutely.
You. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you, and you're happy in your skin.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's something the pandemic has helped a lot of people do. Kind of because like that whole like, well, what do we have to lose? Let's experience it while we can, because who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, even with
I think the workplace. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
I was just gonna say, even in the workplace, I think it's a little bit more accepted now because half of us are working from home anyways. So, like, what's it matter?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, color the hair, get the tattoo, get that piercing, because you're on the phone anyways, you're on a computer anyways. Like, what's know?
Yeah, exactly.
For a big workforce, not everyone, of course, but.
So, real quick, want to touch base on and congratulate you on your first award nomination. So you were nominated for an AVN this year.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I'm excited about it. It was for a kind of a group effort, shared scene. So it is on my site if people want to check it out. But it's a Jurassic Park porn parody. So I played Blue, the dinosaur. And so the nominations for my year. Yeah. I was a dinosaur-human hybrid, just to, in case anyone was concerned.
Okay.
Human hybrid. But yes, I had blue hair at the time that it was filmed. So that was a big part of, me being Blue, the dinosaur. And we did the whole face paint and makeup and, the whole get up. So.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Nice.
Tail and everything.
Blue was one of the...
He was one of the raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the head honcho velociraptor. It's Mama Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, again, congratulations on the nomination. And,
thank you.
Hey, good luck to you.
AVN, too. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, no matter how it turns out, I'm just thrilled to have the nomination period. I wasn't expecting that, I would say this early in my career, since it kind of was on pause a little bit with the pandemic.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm excited.
So with that, will you be attending AVN?
I will. Yes. I'll be signing at the 101 modeling booth. So I'll be there with pictures and merch and what have you. So I'll be there, and then might also spend some time at another booth. I'm still waiting to kind of hear back about that, but should be at the 101 booth most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So any listeners heading out to Vegas, we aren't making it out to Vegas for the AVNs this year. We looked at it, we tried, it just didn't fit into the schedule. So we're actually heading out to Vegas later on in the summer for a few things. So, but
nice.
We'll make it out to AVN
eventually
this year. Yeah. Maybe
I'm
maybe
privileged that I live here, so it's easy for me to attend.
Yeah. Yeah, and we both have family that live out there, so it's like, all right, we got places to stay and everything. And it just didn't. I was like, man, it doesn't work. So, but yeah, no. So based on kind of everything over the last few years, will this be your first fan convention?
It'll actually be my second. So
okay.
I like to joke that like the content creation part of my career, started at the last in-person AVN and then abruptly paused right afterwards because that's when the pandemic started.
Okay.
But I shot my very first, it was a boy, girl content trade, shared scene. And that was at my first AVN. My best friend, Dahlia Von Knight, shout out.
Okay.
She encouraged me to go to AVN, and she was part of that boy girl scene. So she kind of, literally held my hand through it. So, it was amazing. And I had a lot of fun at the convention, and was really bummed, when the last couple of years it couldn't be in person just because of how much fun I had at the first one. Being so new to everything, so green, I was just chomping at the bit to go back with more experience and, be able to do a little bit more. So I'm stoked this year.
Yeah. And they are, we typically do the Exoticas.
Got it.
And, and they're really all East Coast. Yeah. We went to Chicago this year. We do New Jersey. Actually, in 2 days, we're heading out to DC for the DC convention.
Awesome.
And it's a great time from a fan aspect. It's a great time from our end as, media side of it. And even just the content creators and performers, they enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, network and people, meet fans and.
Yeah, it helps you in all aspects because you're meeting fans, you're getting your name out, you're able to network and everything. And still, gosh, we've been going to Exotica now for 6 years, and we'll still walk the floor and be like, whoa, who is that? We don't know. There's always a face.
New faces. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's great, again, to get your name out there and to build your fan base and your brand.
Good.
Yeah. So good. Well, enjoy it.
Up the Exoticas next year.
Yeah. Definitely enjoy it. And again, good luck and congratulations on that nomination.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So talked about your site and, how you set up and you plan all the content that you're going to film, that you're going to do on a monthly basis. How do you relax and unwind and have fun? Like, I don't mean have fun, or just like, how do you control your mental side and be yourself?
I have an amazing therapist.
Important?
Outside of that, no. Yeah, very important. Take care of your mental health. No, I have a dog, Goku. He is my baby. Don't get emotional. He keeps me going. He's the reason I work so hard to keep this, roof over our heads. He's, been around through some rough times with me. So, he's napping next to me right now.
What kind of dog is he?
He is a German Shepherd Pit Bull mix. Oh. His ears, he looks like Batman. He's the cutest, biggest dog you'll ever see. Kind of, to an outsider, he looks scary, but he's just a big, doofus. So, I adore him. So spending time with him, being kind of a couch potato and snuggling and putting something on TV and just kind of, lounging with him. I've got a cat too. Her name's Boogie. So it's Goku and Boogie time, and in the evenings chilling with them. I've started hitting the gym more frequently lately, and that's been a good endorphins and release some of the anxious energy and kind of unwind. And like I mentioned earlier, hanging out with my partner, we'll go out to dinner quite a bit just to kind of, get out of the house. And, we live in Vegas. Why wouldn't we explore,
Sure. Yeah.
So,
yeah. There's a lot to explore, whether it be in town, in the mountains, anywhere around in the desert. There's all kind of stuff to do.
Yeah. Well, I haven't, I've been here about a year now.
Okay.
So some of the things I haven't done yet that are on my list would be to go camping. Cause I used to go camping all the time. So I would like to go camping out here. Goku's a great camping dog. So, I want to, bring him out. And, I used to surf a little bit and boogie board and just be a total beach bum. So, in the summers here in Vegas, I pretty much am at my pool on almost a daily basis when I'm not at work. So even if it's just for a half hour after work, it's a great way to kind of chill out literally and wind. So.
And most people who live in Vegas actually avoid the Strip at all costs.
Well,
I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do. Yes, I despise the Strip. Downtown is where it's at. The Arts District. That is my favorite area.
Okay.
That's actually what sold me. That's what sold me on Vegas. Where I was living in San Diego area, little smaller town called Oceanside. Just the aesthetic, I guess, or the vibe. I hate to say that, but the vibe of the area reminds me very much of the Arts District. So I was visiting, my sister lives out here too, and I was visiting her a couple years back, and we went to a brewery in downtown, and I was like, this reminds me of Oceanside. I think I could live here. And when I came back from that trip, I was driven to save as much money and buy a house out here. So
nice.
It's tough, but I made it happen.
Yeah. Hey, and again, if you're happy, it's a nice area, and yeah, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, my requirement was the pool because I am a water person, and that was very hard to leave. Living right next to the beach, so
yeah, I could see that. We went through that. Again, we've had a hot tub since we bought this house, going on 10 years, and it shit the bed like 2 years ago.
No.
And I'm like, I'm not putting any more money into it. I was said, we'll be fine. And it was like 3 months. Yeah, almost barely 3 months later, I called her one day. I'm like, we're going shopping tonight. A hot tub store has them in stock when nobody else does. Went up. I'm like, yes, sign the paper, deliver that as soon as you can. I can't go with, it's been 3 months. I'm losing my mind.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, that's how I am. That was my requirement for my house. I needed a yard for Goku and a pool for me. So, Yep.
And out there, you're less limited in what you can do year round, unlike us here in Western Pennsylvania, where it gets too cold to literally just walk outside.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
And you said growing up in Michigan. Yeah,
right, right.
Yeah. That was a big reason why I left. It wasn't just the divorce. It was, I'm sick of scraping ice off my windshield every day. There's got to be another option.
Yeah.
So, Michigan gets like feet of snow, don't they?
Oh, some areas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I lived on the lake. So we would get what you call lake effect.
The lake
snow.
effect, yeah.
Yeah, and the wind, even if it wasn't snowing, the wind hurts your face. You'd get wind burn. I had to explain wind burn to people in California. They're like, I don't get it. I'm like, it's literally where you get like a sunburn on your face from the wind.
Yeah, from the cold wind.
Cold wind, right.
It's not a good time.
Not at all.
Not at all. So, yeah, I feel your pain. If I were in your position, I would definitely want a hot tub as well. You need some sort of escape from the elements, hot or cold.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And again, it's like you said, it's that relax. End of the night, I come home from work. It's a bourbon and it's a cigar, and I'm like, I'll be outside. You know where to find me for the next hour.
Yep.
So, gotta ask, Goku, is that Dragon Ball Z reference?
It is.
So are you into the anime, stuff like that? Or?
Yes and no. It is a little embarrassing. I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z. Goku's name was my way of manipulating my ex at the time to get the dog because we were living together. Although it was going to be my dog, my responsibility, my money, he still would have to live with it, right? So I had some convincing to do. And at the time, my ex was very into, Dragon Ball Z, and we were watching it all the time. And I was kind of putting up with it because I do really love anime, just not that.
Yeah.
So I was, looking at Craigslist and found, this really cute puppy, 8-week-old, just adorable fluff ball. And I don't know what came over me, but I turned the phone to my ex and I said, look, we could name him Goku. Look at little baby Goku. Wouldn't it be cute? We should get a Goku. And I just said it enough that he was like, fine. So the next week we picked him up.
And it stuck. Hey.
It is stuck, yeah. So now when people meet me, they're like, "Oh, are you a Dragon Ball Z fan?" And I'm like, "I hate to burst your bubble, I am not." But I do love me some Death Note and King's Game and Attack on Titan and a bunch of other anime, kind of a little shorter one off. But yeah, for whatever reason I cannot get into Dragon Ball. I feel terrible. It's like I'm sorry, buddy. Your name's kind of a sham.
Oh. But again, it's another great story, and you got what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Uh-huh.
I did. It's not my proudest moment. I don't like to be, I don't like to manipulate. I don't like that I did that, but it did work out in the end. My ex ended up getting a German Shepherd when we split, and named him Broly. And so now we've got, and they're buddies, because we're friends now. So they'll hang out sometimes, Goku and Broly, and they have fun. So.
Nice. Well, yeah. I guess the last question for you. What does 2023 bring? Can you share maybe some insight? What's the thought for 2023 for Nikki?
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that. As I mentioned before, I like to plan, at least business-wise, for the next year. And I am trying to do a little bit more of that on the personal side too. I know my last goal was to buy a house, and shockingly I did it. So now I'm like, okay, now what? So, so kind of reevaluating what my personal goals are. That's kind of a work in progress. I think I would like to, part of my goal with working in the adult industry is to be able to retire. So I think going into 2023, I want to really track my income and pay down some debt and really work toward being able to go part-time at my day job so that I can focus more time and energy on, the career I enjoy a little bit more and want to invest more in. I mentioned earlier my site and, my weekly releases. So I just want to continue to put out quality content with, I think going into this next year, I do want to expand a little bit who I shoot with. I definitely have a solid crew of go-to people that I shoot with frequently, which is great. But I know for fans, they want to see, a little bit more variety. So I am going to work on my introvertedness and work on sliding into those DMs and asking people to work together. So
well, and AVN's coming up in just over a month as well. So you have, networking there. As you said, you signed with 101 Modeling. They're a great company. They're a big company. So you have a lot of that commonality with Absolutely. A lot of other performers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And on that vein too, to shoot more, I don't know if I want to use the word mainstream, but, more for other companies to get more gigs on that side of things would be great too. I mean, I know I focus a lot on my own content creation, but it is a goal of mine going into this next year. That was why I wanted to sign with 101 is to get more work on that side of things. So I'm excited to see where things go there. I have kind of a wish list of companies I'd like to work for. So I'll be writing that down in my my notebook for next year. And at the end of the year, I hope I can look at that list and have crossed most of it off. Yeah.
Well, and again, from, as you said, being in the industry since 2019, but when you look at it, I mean, it's still really just kind of a year based on pandemic and everything. So come out of that fresh. You got an AVN nomination. You have backers behind you between whether it be the PR, the modeling agency. So you got a plan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I got a plan and I have a support system. That's I would say most important part is just, you're not doing it alone. You've got that support system behind you.
Yeah. So,
sure.
Well, good. We wish you all the best. look forward to seeing more awards and award nominations.
Thank you.
Before we go, one more time, can you let everybody know where they can find you online?
Absolutely. So my main website is NikkiZeeXXX.com. So that's NikkiZeeXXX.com. You can also find my Twitter account if you're on Twitter. It's Nikki Zee _. And Instagram is Nikki Zee with 2 underscores.
Oh, Goku woke up.
Yeah, Goku's joining us now. Hi, baby. Yeah. You sleepy?
Hey, he knows we're about done. It's time for a walk, time to go out, time to hang out.
Yeah, he's very lazy dog. So I think it's more of a, Mom, when are we going to bed?
All right. Well, again, we thank you for your time. It has really been great getting to know a little bit more about you, getting a chance to talk to you, and as we said, best of luck to you in the years to come.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, again, want to thank XXX Star PR for the chance to, again, get to know Nikki Zee.
It was definitely a fun interview.
Yeah. To really hear her story, learn some stuff about her.
Nice to get to know her.
Yes. Bright career. I'm saying a bright career, bright future.
I mean, it was a very, very easy flowing interview.
Yes. Yeah. The conversation flowed. Again, she is a very smart businesswoman.
Yes.
She, as we had talked, even
Agreed.
before and after, from a business standpoint and building her brand and her business, she has a plan and she is working it, and she is very committed to what she is doing, what she's putting out there, the direction of her career. So, wish her all the best. Look forward to some more great content and continued success and award nominations and wins from her.
Yes, definitely.
But with that, we're going to kind of call this episode a wrap and get ready for the next few episodes that are going to be back from Exotica in DC. So, again, thank everybody for tuning in and listening. Remember, you can listen on iHeart, on Apple, on Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, Google, on inourtub.com. If you're using the website from mobile, you'll need to download the CastBox podcast app to be able to listen. So, and please, we ask, subscribe, leave a review, leave comments, hit us up on the website. If there's something you want us to discuss, if there's a performer that you think, hey, that may be a fun interview, I'd like to learn a little bit more, shoot us a name. Can't promise anything, but we'll definitely do our best. Again, with that, thank you all. We're going to call that a wrap. So now into the holiday season, please take care of yourself, take care of others, service workers, your family, friends, loved ones. Take time for yourself through these hectic holiday stressful seasons. Pay for your porn.
Wrap it before you tap it.
Lick it before you stick it. Or use Feels by Kenzie Taylor.
Feels by Kenzie Taylor.
You'll hear a little bit more about that in a future couple episodes.
Yes.
Hint, hint.
And until next time, we'll leave the lights on and keep the tub warm for you.